Good evening, all, and it's Friday, and I'm not working this weekend. Hurrah, hurrah! Nice to see you. Nice to see people in chat already. Hello, Thief Keef. Hello, Halakar. How are you, chaps, keeping? I have some new headphones, and they work. And let me just show you them. Look at that. Wireless. Noise reduction. That means I can't hear the wife whittering in the background. They block out absolutely everything. Marvellous. I might sleep in these. Won't hear snoring then. Hello, Iman. Hello, Jean. Hello, Straw Piglet. People diving in. Nice to see. And the Stream Elements bot is running tonight. Good, because it didn't behave itself last night. Right. As you can see, I have my triggering t-shirt on. The one which... it's just got loads of conspiracy nonsense on the front of it. And then in the middle it says, people are so epically stupid. Because I don't believe in any of the conspiracy nonsense. I thought it was funny. Hello, Crafting Gamer. How are you? Right, anyhow. Those are my new headphones. I shall be playing with those tomorrow while we're gaming. And they're lovely and comfy. They're a bit small for my fat head. I do have to extend the things quite a long way at the top. So I have a very large melon head. It's pumpkin sized, as you are fully aware. But I'm going to put those out of the way. I'm not talking about any diseases or anything. You saw a truth on the shirt. What people are so epically stupid. Let's see what else is on there. It's better to die from preventable diseases. I receive all my news from conspiracy theorists. My opinion on a lot of conspiracy stuff is sometimes there is a grain of truth kicking it off, because people don't always tell the truth all the time, and a lot of things do get covered up. But the problem is the way they're spun and taken out of control, and it all goes a bit bonkers sometimes. Did we actually go to the moon? Yes, we did. We can see the markings on the moon of where everything landed. We are able to see the exact location. We have telescopes powerful enough to see the markings that correspond with all of it. So that's my opinion anyway. Everyone you get news from is called a conspiracy theorist, so there is that. To be honest, is it a conspiracy to say that most mainstream media channels now have their own agenda and don't always tell us objective facts? That's the way it is, and you have to use a bit of logical thinking to pick out things from behind the words sometimes. But anyway, enough of that. Hello, Daniel. How are you? To be honest, I couldn't give a rat's ass about most of it. I just want to get on with my life and play games without people hassling me, without people telling me what to do, without people telling me what to think, without people... You think the bit... yeah, let's wrestle some monsters, yes, yeah. The Prince Albert Hall or the Royal Albert Hall. I don't know. I've never been to either. I don't. Is there a Prince Albert Hall? Don't know it. I know about Prince Albert is it's when you have your bits pierced. That's called a Prince Albert. But yeah, let's wrestle some monsters. Come on, come on. Yeah. My theory on life is I like to just be left alone. I don't want to be hassled. I don't want to get embroiled in any nonsense. And I don't like being told what to do and what to think. Just give me the facts and let me make up my own mind. But just give me the facts. Iman, don't matter. You turn up when you turn up. There's no compulsion to say turn up. We started playing Beowulf, and we are big ass heroes. We are wrestling sea monsters and all sorts. It's pretty awesome, really. Just going to put a bit more light over here. Yes, we are playing the book on the screen behind me. You see that? Right. Enio. We're at 402, and we had just picked 3 items to take with us. I'll read 402 again. King Hrothgar. Oh, these pronunciations. Astronauts' footprints producing perfect parabolas from the dust that they were disturbing. Is it to do with the lack of atmosphere? Maybe. I will say I'm not a scientist. I've got a basic knowledge of science, but nothing too extravagant. I understand what I feel I need to understand about science, but I don't work in the scientific field. I didn't take science lessons to a particularly high level. Isn't the surface of, well, the moon has no atmosphere, so it's almost a vacuum. Space is almost a vacuum. I don't think we went to the moon. I know we went to the moon. There's the difference. There's still gravity. There's still gravity in a vacuum, Iman. Okay. Right. I'll read 402 again. King Hrothgar and Queen Wealhtheow have been beyond generous in the priceless treasures they have bestowed upon you. To find out more about the artifacts you have chosen, turn to the section numbers below. Only the ones you have chosen. Okay. Hello, Christopher. Right, so the 3 things we chose the rune sword. So let's have a look at the rune sword. The rune forged blade is inlaid with gold. During its making, it had many charms hammered into it to ensure that its edge stays sharp and it always finds its mark. When you use the rune sword in battle against an enemy, you may add 1 point when calculating your combat rating. So it's +1 combat, yes. Well, if you're a physicist, everything scientific should bother you, because isn't the whole point of science to test, replicate, prove, disprove, all that sort of stuff? That's all part of being a scientist. You don't take anything for granted. We also took the hero's helmet. We're a hero and we have a helmet, because of course we do. The helmet is ringed about with wire at the crown, creating a rim that will stop the whetstone sharpened blades of his enemies when a shield warrior must go into battle against grim foes. If you find yourself in a battle with an enemy using an edged weapon rather than a mace or bare hands, you may reduce their combat rating by a point. Okay. Excellent. That is good. We also have the Golden Torque. The Golden Torque is a beautiful piece of jewelry, the two ends of the twisted metal strands fashioned into the heads of snarling wolves. Record true sight on your character sheet. Okay. It gives us true sight. I think we've picked 3 very good items there. Beer time, yes. Yes, I mean, I agree there are distractions. I mean, that's all part of politics, Iman. You only need to look at successive governments we've had here. I don't believe we've had a good government in the UK for quite a while. In fact, there aren't many good ones in my lifetime, but that's governments of both sides. So there we go. There we go. Okay. When you're done, turn to 201. It's sad that when we vote for the least worst. I would go back further than that, Jane. I would certainly go back further than 13 years. The one before that was bad as well. And the latter period of the one before that was bad. But early part of that was okay. Just about. So I'm not going to be any more precise than that. Okay. Isn't the topic conspiracy? Because I'm wearing this t-shirt. People are so epically stupid. I got the clean version. They'd sold out of the other version. Stream Elements isn't working. Okay, I'm going to need to sort Stream Elements out. Sorry. Thought it was working. I'm going to need to sort it out. Oh well. I think I just need to log into it and kickstart it again. I was tinkering in OBS the other day, and I probably broke it. With you having been honoured, Herod is set out for a hero's banquet, and what a banquet it is! Happiness fills the halls again, while bench mirth rings to the rafters, and the bearers pour wonderful wine from skill-wrought vessels. Hrothgar rewards not only you, but also the men of your battle company, granting to each a valuable ancient heirloom, and ordering the keeper of his coffers to play blood guilt for those cruelly slain by the fiend Grendel. The harp is struck, and ballads are recited. When the skald has finished singing of how... Gotta look up the pronunciation. Nef. No, it's not even in there. Nef. The leader of a small clan of Dane men fell at the hands of Finn's men in a Frisian quarrel, and the resulting blood feud. Hrothgar addresses you and says, "Share with us one of your stories, Beowulf." "Yes," urges Queen Wealhtheow. "Tell us how you bested those Orkney giants." Do we grant Wealhtheow her wish and recite the story of how you cleared out that particular nest of giants? Or would you rather not waste time on such vain boasts? Okay. So do we tell the story, Or do we not tell the story? It depends, Iman, on the nature of the proof, and what is classed as proof. It needs to be physical proof, and I mean physical proof, not theoretical. It wasn't too bad last week, June. We had quite a few choices. Tell the tale. Okay. Last time we told a tale, we had to sort of determine the outcome with dice. Very well, my queen, you say in reply to her request, but only because it is you that has asked. You rise to your feet, and the battle boasts filling the hall die down as those present, both Geats and Danes together, wait to hear your story. We were 2 weeks from home when a storm forced us to put ashore on the giant haunted Orcades. Okay, we're telling a story, so I have to make a note of my current agility, combat, and endurance scores, which are, I haven't got the sword for this, so yeah, I get that. Yeah, Thief Keith, I get that, and in most cases, Occam's razor. It's Occam's razor works 95% of the time. So let's get on with this tale and let's see how we come out of it. Oh, this might be quite wordy. The sea wolf is ready to sail with the morning tide now that the storm has passed, but half your crew are still missing after you task them with finding fresh food and water for your return journey to Geatland. Dawn is still an hour away, the pink of a deer's unfelted antlers colouring the eastern horizon. When one of those you sent in search of food, Gunnar the Fair, staggers back into camp, bloodied and fear-gripped. Dawn is still an hour away, the pink of a deer's unfelted antlers colouring the eastern horizon. When one of those you sent in search of food... Oh, I've already read that bit. Giants, he cries when he finds his voice again. A tribe of them. They attacked us when we entered their ogre-claimed kingdom. Where are your brothers, you demand of the desperate wretch. All of them are dead, he says, weeping bitter tears for his fallen brethren. Choosing 4 of your men to go with you, led by the heart-brave Gunnar, you set off in search of the Jotunkin that claim the lives of the rest of your warrior band. You task those that remain with readying the sea wolf for immediate departure the moment you return. You follow a gravel-banked river inland as the ground steadily begins to rise. You pass a joyless black lake and a stack of rocks that rises from the rugged hills like still grey sentinels until you come to a bend in the river, and there, lying broken on the blood-wet pebbles, their bodies having suffered the unkind attentions of stone clubs and axes, are the missing members of your crew. Correct, Jean. Correct. As you stare in horror at the murder site, your heart filling with rage at the dishonour that has been perpetrated against your men, 5 colossal figures emerge from the mist-shrouded moors on the other side of the river. No. No. Oh, no, stop it. Stop it. My background is taking over. I want to show you the artwork. There it is. Really good artwork. It's Russ Nicholson, so what do you expect? They are ugly, lumpen creatures, where your men's honour shone through in their faces. The visages of these monsters are as hideous as their hearts are cruel. Where your Geatish warriors were men of noble bearing, these flesh-eating ogres are misshapen and grown beyond all natural proportions. Rough animal hides barely cover their ill-formed flesh, and in their hands they hold roughly shaped clubs and axes of stone. Tusks protrude from their mouths in place of teeth, and strings of saliva dribble from their gory jaws. They've clearly eaten some of your men. You cannot allow this massacre to pass unavenged, but how do you want to punish the ogres for their transgressions? Okay, we have three choices. Order our surviving warriors to attack, challenge one of the giants to a duel, or try to use cunning to outwit the murdering monsters. So, warriors attack, duel, or cunning. Those are your choices, chat. Those are your choices. Eat them back. Nom, 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 nom. Cunning, 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 and duel. More cunning. 4 cunnings. 5 cunnings. I think the cunnings have it. The cunnings definitely have it. Halakar was outvoted. As you consider the drooling giants with their ill-focused eyes and gormless expressions, you realize that you could probably best the brutes using the muscles in your head as easily as with the strength in your arms. But which particular strategy do you want to use? It's offering us again, challenge one of the giants to a duel, or try to start a fight between the giants. So, duel or start a fight between them. Challenge them to a flat earth debate. I have watched some of those on YouTube, and oh my God. Oh my God. Idiots. Idiot. It's funny. I mean, yeah. I do watch some things just to laugh at idiocy. And that, Faith Keith, is largely due to the fact that people who seek power tend to be the ones who are least suited to lead. And that is a sad fact. Right, so we're going to try and cause them to fight each other. Right, let's see how this goes. Are you ready for my dumb giant type voice? What do you want? Challenges one of the ogres, stepping forward from the ranks of its tribe. Do you fancy your chances too? Never mind what he wants, growls another. Let's just kill him and eat him like we did with the others. No, this one's up to something, says the first. I can see it in his eyes. What are you up to? I was thinking how easy it would be to kill you all without even having to lift my little finger, you tell it. Oh, hang on. That's me speaking. I was thinking how easy it would be to kill you all without even having to lift my little finger, you tell the giant, a wry smile on your face. What do you mean? The giant replies, then starts to roar with laughter. A wee scrag of a thing like you kill a whole tribe of giants like us? His fellows join him in his expressions of mirth. As easily as I could crush a flower with the palm of my hand. We'll see about that, snarls the giant, hefting its great stone club in its misshapen hands. You casually point at one of the other giants with your sword, especially after I heard him say how you're the weakest giant in the Orkneys. Roll 1d6. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, d6. Or we can spend a hero point. We have 8 hero points. Do you want to spend one? Or do we go with a d6? It's an odd or even roll. It looks like it's a 50-50. Shall we go with a d6 or shall we spend a hero point? Up to you, chat. I did the dumb voice as me. as Beowulf once. That was a bit of a mistake. Oh well. Oh well. One of Iman's going for spend a hero point. No, Iman's going for a d6. Straw Piglet's going for a hero point. Thief Keef's going for a hero point. Oh, we're at 4 for spend, 2 for d6s now. 10 in chat. Potentially 4 more to vote. Anyone else want to vote? Anybody else going to vote? What colour is the d6? It's from my set that came with one of my Cthulhu box sets. It's a pretty one. There's another d6 on the same set. They're nice. They're nice. Shall I show you the d20 from that set? Yes. They're quite smart. My only issue with the set is that it's a wrong d4. It's a new style d4 with the number on the top. They need to be told. They need to be learned. All right. So we're still on 4 spend, 2 for d6s. Any more votage? Spend a hero point or roll a d6. 50-50. Come on, get your votes in. Roll that bad boy. I bought about 20 d4s with the numbers at the bottom and gave a load of them out to my Monday night group because I needed to teach them about proper d4s. 4-3 now. We're 4-3. We're going for the hero point at the moment. If nobody else votes, it's not a tie. It's 4 for hero point, 3 for roll. And thus, hero point is about to win in 3, 2, 1. Hero point it is. Still got 7 of them left. No guts, no glory. The ogre turns to face his imagined accuser. Who are you calling weak? The brute roars. I didn't call you weak. The other bellows back. Can't you see he's trying to trick you, you idiot? Oh, I'm an idiot now, am I? The giant says, hefting its great stone club in its hands and charging towards its fellow. In no time at all 5 giants are fighting amongst themselves as the other 3 pick sides and join the fray. The Jotunkin land blow after skull-cracking blow upon each other. And then, when the fight is at its fiercest, the first light of dawn touches the land. Did Tolkien get his trolls turning to stone from Beowulf? Or is this just an adaptation for this book? The instant the sunlight falls upon the giants, an incredible transformation overcomes them. Their skin becomes cold and hard as grey as granite. The expressions of shock seize their ugly features and then become fixed forever on their faces as their bodies turn to stone. Leaving the giant tribe mineralized where they stand, now looking like nothing more than a cluster of standing stones, you and your men return to the shore and find the sea wolf straining at its moorings, eager to be away across the whale road once more. I slew 5 giants in total that day, your majesty, you say, finishing your story. Actually, it was 8, wasn't it? Oh, make a note of this fact on the character sheet. Okay, slew giants. Okay. You are indeed a mighty hero, declares Queen Weal'theow, smiling sweetly, and one who has demonstrated that he has brains as well as brawn. Gain 4 hero points. Yes. Restore your agility, combat, and endurance scores to what they were before you began your tale. Well, they haven't changed. So we go to 192. With the feast at its height, the Queen offers you the ceremonial drinking cup once again, inviting you in friendly fashion to drink. We have drunk your health, my lord. Now drink and know that you will forever be welcome within the golden hall of Heorot. Will we accept the cup and drink, or shall we politely decline the Queen's offer? So, do we drink or do we decline? Straw Piglet reckons we drink all the wine. Iman says no wine. Daniel says no wine. Drink, of course. Drink. Decline. Oh, we're now at 4-3. 5-3. So 5 for drink, 3 for not drink. 5-4. Hello, Brian. 5-4 now. Drink. Your inner Father Jack. Marvelous comedy character. Drink. Feck. Drink. Arse. If you've never seen Father Ted, you must. You must. So you're racist now, Father. Magnificent. Very, very funny. Very, very funny. These cows are small. Those cows are far away. Right. So Tolkien did take bits and pieces from folklore, didn't he? So yes, yeah, maybe he based his trolls on the giants of Old English and Norse mythology. This is Saxon mythology, this is, isn't it? So we accept the cup and we drink. I thank you, my queen, you reply. locking eyes with the radiant Weal'theow once more. I shall always consider Heorot a second home. You drink deeply from the cup, and as the alcohol warms first your throat and then your belly, you feel strange forces working within you as you accept the blessed offering of Hrothgar's Hall. Add 2 points to your endurance, 1 point to combat, and 1 point to agility. We have now hit maximum combat. I swam into the blackness of night, hunting monsters out of the ocean, killing them one by one. Death was my errand, and the fate they had earned. From Beowulf, I drove 5 great giants into chains, chased all that race from the earth. Three. Oh, good picture. I wonder when we make that. Okay, long reading one now. The feasting continues long into the night, now that Hrothgar's company has nothing to fear from the fiend Grendel. But when his mead has been drunk, the king of the Danes declares the night's carousing to be at an end, and retires to his private bower with his queen. Ha ha ha. As the conquering hero, you are afforded a couch in the king's house, and so leave Heorot for the night, while your men and Hrothgar's thanes clear away the benches, each warrior settling down to sleep with polished shield, ring-stitched mail coat, mighty helm, and stout spear shaft lying within reach. It is always their habit to be ready for war. Cocooned within a warm bed, sleep is not long in coming, but it is not long before your dreams of gold and glory turn into nightmares. You are looking down upon those asleep in Heorot, as if you are hiding amidst the rafters of the hall. The rush lamps have been doused, and the air is filled with the grunts and snores of sleeping men. Only one warrior remains on guard duty, armed and sitting by the door, but sleep threatens to claim him too, his head nodding until his raucous snores join those of the other Geats and Danes in their drunken slumber. One of the great doors of the hall suddenly opens with barely a sound, and a monstrous ogress creeps inside, the curled claws of her toes gouging furrows in the floor. She is not unlike the fen fiend that has been Hrothgar's curse for the last 12 years, only where he was tall and muscular, she is stooped and scrawny, and where he was covered with patches of thick fur, the only hair left on this hell witch's body is that which sprouts from myriad moles and the shock of white hair upon her head, matted and green with weeds and swamp water. The sentry on duty comes to wakefulness the moment he feels the cold night air enter through the open door, and he is too late to save himself. In a moment, he is dead, ripped in two by this unwelcome visitation, his death scream awaking the warriors sleeping in the hall. Then there are swords taken up and shields raised, while helm and mail are left unheeded on the floor, as the banshee begins her brutal onslaught, shrieking like a mourning mother come to avenge her murdered child. The ogress throws back her head, raising her eyes to the rafters, and seeing you there with a grief-stricken scream, utters a single word: Beowulf! It's the Grendel's mother. Very long reading. Do apologize, chat. You wake with a start, hearing your name being called. At first light, flanked by your storm warriors. I was just a dream. It was just a dream. At first light, flanked by your storm warriors, you walk the length of the hall, the floor timbers booming under your determined footfalls for an audience with the king. Did you pass the night peacefully, my lord? You ask the white-haired Hrothgar. Such an urgent summons this morn has unsettled me. After all, as they say, when someone wakes you before cockcrow, it is never to share good news. The woe-bringer has come again to Heorot, Hrothgar wails, and this time it has taken Is there a name? Oh, yep, Ashera. This time it has taken Ashera. He was my closest counselor. We stood shoulder to shoulder in battle. Who is this woe-bringer? Of whom you speak? You ask the king, appalled. Has Grendel returned? Was tearing off his arm not enough to kill that fell fiend? Recalling the savage wound you dealt the Dane killer, your gaze goes to the rafters of the hall where Grendel's arm once hung. For it does not hang there now. No, it was not the hell spawn Grendel. Another bloodthirsty monster entered my hall and committed murder within its walls. A terrible visitation. She sought vengeance for the killing you perpetrated here not 2 nights past. She? You gasp in disbelief. That's right, confirms the king sorrowfully. Revenge was her motive, but in furthering her son's blood feud, she has gone too far. Hrothgar's roar of rage echoes from one garbled end of Heorot to the other. So the monster has a mother, you snarl, feeling the king's anger and despair as deeply as you would your own. I, an outcast, a dweller in dread waters and cold currents, a begetter of evils, a sea hag, but now the fiend's dam, in her savage grief, has stolen away the brightest and best of my company. Tell me where this mother of monsters makes her home, and I will put an end to her, as I did her ogrish offspring, you declare, ever the hero. I have heard it said by subjects of mine that those that live beyond the palisade of my king's seat in the fell country, that they have seen such a pair of monstrous wayfarers, the monster and his dam, hunting the northern moors. Those country folk have known the exile from old by the name Grendel, and though they know his dam by sight as well, they know not who or what sired the monster. I do not need to know who sired the brute, you growl, only where the monster's mother, Ashera's abductor, can be found. The region in which she dwells lies beyond the bounds of my kingdom and is shunned by men. None claim sovereignty there. It is a region of wolf fells, wind-picked moors, and treacherous fen paths. The fiend's lair can be found where a torrent of water pours down dark cliffs and plunges into the earth in an underground flood. Then there the mere lies, overhung with black, crag-rooted trees and hoary with frost. I've heard it said that an uncanny sight can be witnessed there at night, akin to a blazing fire in the water, and no man knows how far down its bottom lies. It is also said that a stag pressed hard by hounds will hide in that forest, but if the dogs persist, this deer will sooner die than risk swimming across those waters to save its life. The wind there can The wind there can stir up wicked storms that whip the whirling waters higher, a lot of words, till they climb the clouds and clog the air so that skies seem to weep. Be not afeard, your majesty, you tell the king. I will travel to this haunted place and rid you of your second demon as I rid you of the first. I swear it. Seek then if you dare, declares hoary-haired Hrothgar. I shall reward the deed as I did before with gifts from my treasure hoard if you return again. We must all expect to leave our life on this earth, you tell the king, just as we must strive to earn some measure of renown before death seeks us out. After all, daring is the thing for which a warrior will be remembered. The gods be praised that you sought our shore, brave Beowulf, cries the king. If you are to hunt down the monster, Grendel's kinswoman, you will need to set out as quickly as possible, for fear of her escaping you or causing more harm elsewhere. But Hrothgar's talk of the gods makes you consider that it might be wise to ask them for help in your killing quest before setting out. Okay. Chat, you have a choice. What a whirl of words. Do we set out straight away, without delay, or do we pray at the shrine that stands outside the hall first? Go now, or pray. Chat's choice. Already buff. Rah. Straw Piglet, you have been severely outvoted. Hugely outvoted. It seems likely to you that the reason Heorot is in such turmoil is because Loki is toying with Hrothgar and the Spear Danes. Within the shrine stands a huge wooden effigy of the god with deep carved eyes and a curling moustache that follows the outline of a smiling mouth. And so you pray to Loki, the trickster, the magician, beseeching him to help rather than hinder you in your quest. Record Loki's favor on your character sheet. If that's a good thing or a bad thing. And turn to 468. Is Loki's favor a good thing? Do we trust Loki? Inspired by your heroic speech, gain another hero point. Oh, we're up to 12. Hrothgar, the hero patriarch, prepares to ride out with his retinue after you. A steed with a braided mane is bridled for the king, while a troop of shield bearers prepares to march out beside him. But you cannot wait for the king. You must away. You're given 3 meals. Okay. Meals. 3. So having been supplied by 3 meals worth of provisions by the king's cooks, you set off. If you have Dark Mere written on your adventure sheet, turn to 488. Dark. Yes, we do have Dark Mere. 488. You know of the lake where Grendel's dam dwells, beneath its black waters. Having been there already after you pursued the mortally injured monster to that accursed spot, you'll have no trouble finding it again. Do we have Shadowfast written down? No, we do not. 398. Selecting 7 of your finest storm warriors, you set off ahead of King Hrothgar's retinue, eager to trap the witch fiend in her lair and put an end to it there. Roll 1d6 or spend a hero point. Do we go with the dice, or do we spend one of our many hero points to make sure we get this right? Up to you. Trust the d6 or spend a hero point. Spend them. We have got lots, yeah. Just reminder of the mechanics. If we are asked to make a hero check, we roll 1d6 and we have to roll under our number of hero points. And we have 12. So we don't need another hero point. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spend. Set 2 for rolling. So spending wins. Invoke your heroic status. Spending still wins, Faith Keith. Leaving the fog-bound moors at last, you make your way by steep scree slopes and scant tracks where your party is forced to walk single file, until at long last the trail you are following leads you up over broken rocky ground to a grove of dismal ash trees, beyond which rises a wall of black rock. There a waterfall thunders over the rock face into a boiling pool below. The water beneath is turbid with blood, but worse by far is the sight of the head of Hrothgar's noble counsellor, Ashera, resting at the edge of the cliff. You are not alone in this accursed place. Drawn by the blood in the water, lake dwellers have come to the surface. A multitude of writhing and thrashing water snakes, some even basking on the rocks or slithering up onto the ledges of the cliffs. Will you order your men to sound their war horns, or do in the hope of scaring them away, or will you prepare to fight them? So, sound the war horns to try and scare the snakes away, or fight the snakes. It is up to you, chaps. I need to go into the settings of this monitor and not have it do its auto shutdown after 4 hours or something. It seems to be every 4 hours it tries to shut itself down, which is rather annoying. So, blow the horns or fight them. Daniel wants to get horny. Kicks an asp. No one else wants to get horny with you, Daniel? There you go, Faith Keefe. Faith Keefe's joining. Faith Keefe's got the horn with Daniel. And we'll leave it there. Kelsey supporting her dad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for fighting, 3 for getting horny. Fighting wins. Driven into a feeding frenzy by the blood in the water, suddenly the swarming water snakes are on you in a surging mass of writhing, grey-skinned bodies, and you and your men are once again fighting for your lives. Do we have war rage? No, we don't. Okay. 451. You stand shoulder to shoulder with your men as you prepare to face the thrashing water snakes and find yourself facing one of the largest specimens. Okay. We fight. Set some dice at the ready. Where have I put my dice there? Did you get counted twice? Oh well. Oh well. Dicege. This is a very, very weak opponent. 6, 7, and we have 6-point combat bonus in this fight. 8, 10. Yeah, still win that one by 4. 5, 5. We win that one. And we've rolled double 6. It had to beat us by 6 in order to wound us. So, if you win, turn to 421. The snakes were not very powerful. With the slithering things gone and one of your warrior band lying dead in the shallows, the water becomes calm again. Oh, we got 7 warriors. So we now have 6. But our crew score, I don't know whether is our crew score the number of warriors with us or our crew in total? I'm deducting from both. Unanxious for your life. Is that a word? Unanxious. Sounds odd. Unanxious for your life, you double check both your arms and armor, deciding which will be the best weapon with which to face Grendel's dam. It is then that King Hrothgar's company arrives at the shores of that bitter pool, and Unferth, the same Unferth who goaded you regarding your swimming race with Breca, steps forward, his sword unbuckled and held out before him in its scabbard. Noble Beowulf, he says, his eyes cast down in contrition, I was wrong to doubt you before. For you have proved yourself in battle with the fiend Grendel, and so now I offer you my sword, that you may use it to slay the monster's mother. It is called Hrunting, as a weapon both rare and ancient. Do we accept his sword? So, do we accept Unferth's sword, or do we decline? We have already got a rune sword, but yeah, the Stream Elements bot appears to be playing up, Brian. So I think I need to reinstall it. I was messing with things the other day on OBS. It all depends whether the DM is doing encumbrance. Christopher. You got an identify spell, Straw Piglet. So no, Halakar. No. You use the B word. You use the B word. We don't allow builds on this channel. Go and grab a whip and flagellate yourself. We're accepting his offer. It's only Thief Keith declined. Its edge is iron, hardened in the forge with venom and tempered in blood, Unferth explains. In battle, it has never failed any hero who wielded it against his foes, and I offer it now to the better swordsman. And I thank you, friend Unferth, he replied, taking the proffered sword from the Dane. Drawing the blade from its scabbard, you marvel at the artistry that has gone into making this wave-patterned blade of rare hardness. I declare that with this venom tooth we shall slay the hag that has brought such misery upon King Hrothgar's house. Record the sword Hrunting on your character sheet. Okay, we have a choice now in combat. Right. Hrunting causes +1 damage, whereas our rune sword gives us a +1 to hit. So I think we need to choose a weapon based on the combat skill of the foe. If we've got a good advantage, we use Hrunting. If we don't have a good advantage, we use the rune sword. I think that makes sense. Do you agree with me there? Yes. That sword is also in Final Fantasy X. Okay. Hrunting. It's amazing how these games steal from mythology, isn't it? It is time to enter the lake lair of Grendel's mother, and you will go alone as honor dictates. May the gods go with you, hoary Hrothgar declares, and return you to us soon, safe and sound. However, before you set off on your quest to deliver divine retribution to the wretched sea hag, you must decide which weapon you will arm it. Oh, okay. You must decide which weapon you will arm yourself with and what armor you will wear, for you cannot take everything you possess into the lake. You may wear one helmet, one ringmail war shirt or corselet, and carry one weapon. You can also not take any provisions with you, as these will be destroyed by the water, although you may eat and drink before embarking on your lone mission. Okay, right. We only have one helmet. Do we take the rune sword, which is +1 to hit, or do we take Hrunting, which is +1 damage? It's up to you, chaps. We have a combat rating of 12 without the rune sword, so which is pretty damn good, but it's up to you. We're at 2-2 at the moment. The rune sword ability is +1 to hit. Damage is now leading 3-2. (4-2) to extra damage. Depends on the combat skills of the monsters, I guess. We don't know in advance, though. Hello, Mage. No, I haven't watched 13th Warrior yet. We can't go north or south. We're choosing which sword to take with us. +1 to hit or +1 damage. Ahoy! But the extra damage sword is leading 4-2. The question I'm sure I asked when people mentioned 13th Warrior, does it have any blood and guts in it? If it does, I won't watch it. We've already discussed this shirt. We have already discussed this shirt. I like wearing it at work because it provokes conversation in the shop. If there's no blood and guts in it, I'm okay. So we'll let you into a little secret here. Last Monday, after we did that sort of convert me to sci-fi thing, last Monday I looked up trying to watch the David Lynch Dune film. I watched the intro, then I thought, hang on, I better check this out. And then I read one of the reviews saying there was about 10 scenes of gratuitous gore. I was like, oh, okay, no, I can't watch that. So I didn't. So there you go. So it looks like we're going for hunting. So we leave the rune sword behind. We don't take any of our meals with us. But that's it. Yeah. We're leaving that helm behind, and we haven't got our original sword and spear. I am a complete baby when it comes to blood and gore. I can read it and I can describe it in a game, but a picture or a film of blood and gore is no, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. The missus does. She watches anything. She'll watch absolutely anything. But yes, I'm a big baby. Goo goo gaga. But what I do say is, if you play a game of Call of Cthulhu with me, you'll see how I can quite lean into some fairly nasty descriptions. Yeah, a baby who knows judo. Yes, indeed. Now the daft thing is, I'm not squeamish when it comes to my own blood. It's just everybody else's. What were we go, 356. But I mean, one of my judo injuries, we were throwing each other rapidly onto the mats, and my daughter was doing the throwing. She was about 15 at the time, and I weighed about 12 stone, about 165 pounds, and her fighting weight at that time was about 100 pounds. So she had to get the throws absolutely right to throw someone my weight, and she was good. So she could time. She was good with the timing, but unfortunately, in order to throw me, she had to get very low because I've got a very low center of gravity. And the mat she was throwing onto was our oldest mat, and the padding around the edge had gone. And as she sort of threw me, she rolled and threw me very low. So my forehead hit the edge of the mat, and there was a little metal ring, and the metal ring ran across my head there, all across, and ripped all the skin.
Wow. Your daughter threw you?
Yes, I'm just telling you, my daughter threw me, and it ripped the skin like a flap across my head like that, and basically the whole right-hand side of my face just went blood red. But that didn't make me feel ill. It didn't make me, because I'm not squeamish for the sight of my own blood. It's just everybody else's. Anyway, there we go. My second worst judo injury, no, my third worst, was caused by my daughter. She actually threw me quite well. It's the way she has to throw someone who's heavier with a low center of gravity, but that's it. Right. Anyway, as you stand at the edge of the dark mere, peering into its icy depths, your attention is drawn to the thundering waterfall on the other side of the lake, and you start to wonder what secrets might lie hidden behind it. If you want to negotiate the rugged, rocky walls that skirt the lake to examine the waterfall, let me know. Or do we dive straight into the lake in search of our quarry? So, walls or skirt the walls or dive into the lake. Hello, Manfred. Are you still in Korea? I know you used to clean a morgue, Daniel. You told us about that. I wouldn't do that at all. My worst judo injury was I dropped someone on my own foot, and it went crunch, and I was in plaster for 7 weeks. Was it 7 weeks? I was in plaster, Beck? About that. And my second worst judo injury was I got arm locked in a tournament, and I didn't give up soon enough, and there was a ping from my elbow, and something tore. It's never been quite right since. There we go. You're getting outvoted for everything at the moment, Straw Piglet. Absolutely everything. Right. So, negotiate the rugged or rocky walls. How are you enjoying career at the moment, Manfred? I've got a Korean car now. Got a Hyundai. Very good. Really, really good. Yes, the good career. The better career. Scrambling over the wet rocks, you skirt to the edge of the lake, where the black cliff rises up from the shoreline, taking care not to slip and fall into the lake's icy depth. I guess it is. I mean, I spent a day in Japan, and it was bonkers. It was bonkers. But bonkers in an interesting way. Soon the roar of the waterfall is the only sound that fills your ears, and you are drenched by the clouds of mist spray thrown up by the tumbling torrent. As you approach the crashing cascade, you glimpse what looks like the dark mouth of a cave behind the waterfall. But the closer you get to the waterfall, so the rocks become more treacherous and difficult to negotiate. Take an agility test. Passed. Need to roll double 6 to fail. Rolled 6 and 3. Passed the test. Turn to 210. There is a lot of alliteration in this book, you are right. Clinging onto the slippery rock face with fingers hooked into any crevice you can find, you eventually pass behind the roaring wall of water, and there, overhung by ferns and framed by moss-covered rocks, you find the cave mouth. It is dark within, but enough light penetrates from outside that, as your eyes become accustomed to the gloom, you see the opening is actually the entrance to a damp passageway, where you expect it to get too dark to see. Patches of luminous moss growing on the tunnel walls provide just enough light for you to see by. Shall we enter the tunnel, or shall we go back to the lake and jump in? So, shall we go down this dark tunnel, or shall we jump into the lake? Tunnel or lake? Yeah, my car now is a Hyundai i40 Estate, the sports the Tourer. It's the Blue Drive diesel, which means it is the more economical version. 136 brake horsepower, quite slow to pick up, but once you've got your foot down, and turbo kicks in, it goes well. It goes very well, and it's got all the gadgetry, all the Bluetooth and split climate, cruise control, all that sort of stuff. So it's nice and comfortable and spacious. I like. It's my barge. Enter tunnel. Go in, dark tunnel. Jeb wants to go into the lake, but everyone else seems to want to go in the tunnel. So far, it's 4 tunnels, 1 lake. Sketch. Yes, okay. Okay. You're trouble, you are, aren't you, Manfred? You're trouble. So 4 tunnel, 2 lake at the moment. 4 tunnel, 1 lake at the moment. Let's have some more votes. And meanwhile, I'm going to tell you about next month. In the run up to Halloween, October is Cthulhu month. We will continue with Beowulf on a Friday until we win or we die. But on Wednesday nights we will be talking about horror stuff and Call of Cthulhu stuff. We might spend a session making D&D monsters with a Halloween feel, lots of undead, things like that. And my Saturday night OSE games are going to be postponed for October. I'm running tomorrow night, but they're going to be postponed for the other nights in October. And I want to run some Call of Cthulhu on a Saturday in the Discord server. So we'll still have the Saturday afternoon games run by Gingerbeard and Jean if they are available. Of course, if they're not available, I'll happily run. So that there will be 2 Call of Cthulhu games. It'll probably be a one-shot scenario, which will almost certainly run over 2 sessions, because one-shots can go over 2 sessions. And so, if you're interested in playing some Call of Cthulhu, we will be doing that on the server, and I might run some midweek games as well. We shall see. We shall see. But I want to do a month with lots of horror. Well, Gingerbeard hasn't said anything, so I'm assuming you are, Jean. I'm assuming you are. I'm running the evening one tomorrow. Yes, you do, Brian. Yes, you do. Manfred is like a troll, but not at the same time. It's entertaining. The month of terror. Yes. I'm running Call of Cthulhu on Monday. Session 2 of Ladybug, Fly Away Home. That'll probably take 3 sessions to complete the way they were going. It was a very heavy roleplay session, the first one, which was good. They were very good. Oh, Ginger's posted. Okay. Well, I'm easy. Either of you. It's up to you two to. Am I planning to sing? Well, I'll probably be singing tomorrow night. It all depends which of the ladies you approach. You've already had me doing Dolly Parton, haven't you? Oh, damn, that sounded wrong. You've already had me singing Dolly Parton. So there could well be some Alanis Morissette or Olivia Newton-John or Susanna Hoffs tomorrow. I had to put Susanna Hoffs in there. Right. Seeing as people aren't voting, I'm just going to take what's in the lead at the moment. And it's going to be Tunnel. 410. Look, they've learnt they're up against harpies, and the harpies have names. And they've already learnt that if they make the saving throw, they hear screech, screech, screech. If they fail the saving throw, they get to hear me sing. I don't know which is worse. The tunnel is large enough for you to make your way along it without having to duck. Grendel made his way in and out of the monster's lair. You have not gone very far when the tunnel branches. If you want to follow the left spur, tell me, or shall we continue along the main tunnel? So veer off to the left or continue along the main tunnel. It's up to you. Right. Okay. So we'll sing some Heart, maybe. Okay. Well, I am going to tell you now that after Cleric Con, which is beginning of November, and I know Mage is going there, we are planning on doing another Drinking Quest stream. So I think one of the forfeits should be me and Mage duetting then. That would be amusing. But Mage is running the game, so he doesn't have to drink. I do. I'll have to drink. The harpy names. Oh, you know the harpy names. They are Dolly, Alanis, Susanna, and Olivia. They found 4 song titles as well, song lyrics. So we've got 4 going for left. Though Mabel, Gertrude, Hilda, and Ludmilla would be good names for harpies. Thing is, I don't know many heart songs. There's only 3 heart songs that were hits in this country. One of them was All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You, and I really don't want to stream where me and Mage are both singing that because it would sound very, very dodgy indeed. How Do I Get You Alone as well? No, that would sound terrible as well. We need drinking songs for that night. I don't know Barracuda well. That's the thing. I know of it. I don't know it well. I don't know Magic Man. Wasn't a hit over here. They had these dreams. Wasn't that a double A side with Alone? Not sure. It was These Dreams, Alone, and All I Want to Do. And they were massive hits over here. Job search stress. I can't help you there because you'll be in Germany. I don't know what the job market's like over in Germany. I couldn't help you anyway. We do have a job going in one of our shops, a Saturday job. If you're happy working alternate Saturdays in Bloxwich in the Midlands for minimum wage, yes, 2 Saturdays a month. Yeah, I mean, Heart didn't crack Britain until the 80s. Well, I've heard. I mean, I have heard Barracuda. I don't know it well, but I have heard it. Tide is High was Blondie, wasn't it? There was a cover. Who originally did the Tide is High? It wasn't Heart, did it originally? The Paragons. Okay, thank you, Jean. You are a font of all music knowledge. Okay, so we're going left. We had a band over here called Atomic Kitten who did a cover of it as well, and that was appalling. As you proceed along the new branch, you are forced to duck as the roof gets lower and lower, and you emerge into a small cave and find yourself at a dead end. Lying on the sandy floor of the cave is the body of a warrior, or at least the remains of one. It's immediately clear that the dead man is not King Hrothgar's trusted friend, for this warrior still has his head. But on closer inspection, it also becomes clear this man has been dead a long time. His body has decomposed and is now little more than a skeleton clad in rotten garments and rusted armor. As you're studying the warrior's remains, you realize that the light levels in the cave are rising. Looking up, you are startled to see a form coalescing like a luminous mist in the cold air of the cave, as a sound like the keening of the wind reverberates from the glistening cave walls enclosing you. Do we stay where we are and face whatever it is that is manifested within the cave, or do we quit this place before the visitation can fully form? So, do we stay where we are, or do we leg it? Up to you. Remember, no one can see us now, so hero points shouldn't matter too much. Shouldn't suffer too much. Yes, the Flying Lizards version of Money. Yeah, yeah. Deborah, what's the name of the lead singer? Deborah Strickland or something like that, I think. Lead singer, well, she couldn't sing. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Who are you going to call? Whenever you hear Ghostbusters, say, those bastards, and it works perfectly. And sorry, I've just spoiled that song forever for you. Who are you going to call? Those bastards. Please never mention the Flying Lizards again. Sorry, I just did. I thought Deborah Strickland was the Flying Lizards vocalist. Don't know. No. So, what is the worst cover version of all time? The absolute worst cover version of all time. Yeah. I have to speak to the boss about that, Manfred. He'd probably pull a face. William Shatner's version of Pulp's Common People is genius, though. And I would say William Shatner really didn't sing, did he? He just spoke. Okay. We're staying to fight it. Lena Horne's Desperado. I don't know that one. See, might not be the worst cover, but the one I really, really, really detest is the Killers version of Shadow Play, which is a song by Joy Division. And I just got the whole tone of the song completely wrong. I used to not mind. I never liked the Killers, but I didn't mind them. And then I heard them do that. And it was even worse, it was used in the film Control about Joy Division. And no, just no. It's awful. It's just awful. So we're staying to see what manifesting itself in the cave. Cheers, Manfred. Enjoy your time in Korea. I like Limp Bizkit's version of Behind Blue Eyes. I like both songs there, both versions. It is a classic. The Who's version is classic, but I like Limp Bizkit's version. Thought that was quite good. As Jeb goes in a huff. Right. Best cover version of all time? So do we do a best cover? Is that your one for best, James, or worst? Most of the special songs were covers, though, weren't they? They were ska covers. That's up there, Iman. That's up there. That is superb. Though on that album, I think "Where Did You Sleep Last Night" is better than "The Man Who Sold the World." Joe Cocker, yep. Johnny Cash's "Hurt," absolutely superb. Again, the original of that is fantastic. I've seen Nine Inch Nails play twice, and "Hurt" is always a highlight of the show. But Johnny Cash's version is stunning, absolutely stunning. My favorite cover, I really, really like Disturbed's version of "The Sound of Silence." I think that is superb. But best cover, maybe not. Oh, Gary Jules did the cover of Mad World. I'm trying to think of other great, really, really great covers. Jeff Buckley's version of Hallelujah, superb, absolutely superb. Best cover, could be. Anyhow, where were we? The ghost mist coalesces into the form of an ethereal warrior, and it does not take you long to realize that it is dressed in the same garb as the body lying on the floor of the cave. Who goes there? Oh, hold on. Who goes there? Comes the spectre's echoing voice. Who would come to this demon domain with their own volition, while the blood still pulses in their veins? I am Beowulf, you reply, and I have come to kill the mother of monsters that dwells in this benighted place. Hendrix doing all along the Watchtower is, yeah, that's up there. I think it's better than his Star Spangled Banner, but Hendrix did good covers. Then you must be a noble warrior indeed. An expression of sadness fixes upon the phantom's face. I came here with the same purpose many years ago, but I was bitten by a water snake and succumbed to its venom before I could kill the sea hag. In my struggle with the wave lurker, I lost my father's broad-bladed axe and the golden brooch given to me by my wife. I cannot rest until I am reunited with these two treasures. If you are determined to delve deeper... Oh, hold on. Let me try again. If you are determined to delve deeper into the sea hag's lair, then you should succeed in your quest. If you come across the axe and the brooch, I will be grateful if you would return them to me. I will, you say, swearing on your life and your honor before heading back to the junction to follow the other tunnel deep into the caves. Add Hero's Promise to your adventure sheet. Hero's Promise. For a young man, Iman, your music taste is okay, by the looks of things. Respectable. Which was a bad song by Mel and Kim in the 80s. Right, return to 480. Oh no, we just gave up a vorpal axe. Ah well. The passageway you are following winds down through the bedrock of the fells until it opens out into a large cavern. You're standing at the edge of a limpid pool, and it appears that if you're going to proceed any further, you're going to have to enter its icy waters. You certainly can't see any sign of the monsters having made their home in this cave. Do we have Helruna's Curse recorded on our character sheet? Helruna's Curse. No, we do not. 296. It ever going to be respectable? Pop Will Eat Itself sampled Respectable on their song Hit the High Tech Groove, which is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek self-piss take. And it's all, basically the whole song is about how cheeky and cheap it is to sample other people's songs and turn them into your own and of them. And yet the entire song is made up of samples. So it's a bit of a joke. If you've never seen any Pop Will Eat Itself, they're a band who don't take themselves seriously. They wrote the Prodigy song "Their Law," if anyone knows any Prodigy. Noticing a half-eaten fish lying on a stone at the edge of the pool, you are sure that you are close to the Fen Hag's home, but you can see no tunnels leading out of the cave other than the one by which you entered. Shall we keep searching this cave for any clues that might lead us to her lair, or shall we proceed by entering the pool itself? See you, mage. See you tomorrow. And Straw Piglet's got to go as well. Oh, you're all departing. All departing. Prodigy were a band I would have liked to have seen live in their heyday. I'm not a big dance music fan, but they turned it up for live performances and made them a lot heavier, which is quite good. That's what I like. Jean. Friday nights, you and beer. I'm off the beer at the moment because I said on my stream last night, my guts are going rawr a lot, and so I'm just taking it easy. Taking it easy for a bit. Probably won't drink a single drop until my birthday. So, are we searching? Two have voted for search. No one else is bothering to vote. It's just turned into blah, blah, chatter, blah, blah, blah. Exactly, Mercurius, Lucas, Big Mac, fries to go. Give me Big Mac, give me fries to go. That's their song DEFCON 1. They're basically saying, what do you do when you're at DEFCON 1 and the bomb is incoming? You get Big Mac and fries to go. Saw PWEI live 4 times. I'm going to say 4 times, I think. I saw them on their last ever Birmingham gig with the original lineup before they dissolved in 2005. And I made the mistake of seeing them when they came back with only 1 or 2 original members a few years ago, and they were terrible. Search 277. Okay. Right. You search up and down the edge of the pool, but can find nothing that gives you any indication as to where the Grendel's mother might be hiding. It is only as you turn back towards the entrance to the tunnel by which you entered the cave that you notice a rune stone for the first time. Okay. Yeah. Have we found a way of sorting out the runes? Did we ever find any way of sorting out these runes? I don't know. Can you remember last time I did this, last week, whether we found a way of translating runes? I don't remember. I know there's a translation page in the book, but I don't know if I should look at it because I can't remember whether we have any means of doing that. But if any of you in chat can remember, it's not written on my sheet. No, you're not meant to cheat, Christopher. Ah, the whistle, the dog. Hello, the dog.
The whistle's for you.
But I'm guessing no one can remember from last week because there is a page with all the runes on. Just finding it now. I have seen it. I've flipped through other pages before. The riddle of the runes. I haven't got it written anywhere. No, I don't think so. So we can't. Turn to 228. Thank you, Christopher. Hello, Pop.
She needs to go out when it's...
I'll take her out when I finished. It is clear that the ogress isn't lurking somewhere within this cave, and so, steeling yourself, you wade into the water. As you do so, you fancy you see the entrance to another tunnel some way below the surface, but then your motion through the pool sending ripples out across its mirror-smooth surface. But then your motion through the pool, sending ripples out through its mirror smooth surface, your view of the tunnel is lost. Seizing hold of the hope that you have found the secret entrance to the water witch's lair, you take a deep breath and dive down into the chill depths, heading for where you believe the tunnel to be. Are we carrying the sword Hrunting, or do we have Thor's favour? We haven't got Thor's favour, but we have got Hrunting. So turn to 153. Your sword blade suddenly starts to glow as if imbued with the power of the storm, the blazing white light picking out the runes and other decorations etched into the iron. With the weapon held out before you like a torch, you make your way towards the clearly illuminated entrance to the underwater tunnel. Entering the tunnel, you are surprised to see the scintillating light from your sword reflected from the bulbous white eyes of a shoal of hideous fishlings. They have distended jaws and spiny fish-like tails, but in place of fins, they have spindly arms that end in raking talons. Each is no bigger than a pike, but there are a lot of them. Have we got Njord's favour? Yes, we have. Turn to 16.
You haven't got your headphones, there's no one talking.
I'm reading.
But is he in a bit there?
Chat.
Yeah, there isn't a chat, there's no one talking.
The water is filled with squeaking, shrieking noises as the Nicors turn tail and disappear ahead of you along the tunnel. Taking this as a good sign and making the most of the opportunity this provides, you follow, hoping that they might lead you to their dam. Turn to 81. Yep, still waiting for Loki.
There can be a chat if you're no one talking to you.
Bear with me a moment. Back again. Surface again at long last inside another cave, and this one is even larger than the last. Are we going to make a decision soon? Able to breathe again, you take in your surroundings by the flickering light of a dozen dried moss oyster shell lamps. The high domed chamber is greater even in size than Hrothgar's famous golden gabled mead hall. Hanging curtain-like formations of rock like the ribs of some great whale make you feel as though you're inside the belly of the beast. In front of you, a flat-topped rock breaks the surface of the subterranean lake, and beyond that, several strokes away, the floor of the cavern rises above the level of the water. With your eyes only just above the surface of the water, you scan the far side of the vast cave and can see capering shadows cast upon a water-smoothed wall. You can hear slapping footfalls and a cracked voice chanting to itself, although you cannot make out what it is saying. It can only be Grendel's mother. You have cornered the Beowulf in her lair at last. If you want to take a moment to examine the rocky island in front of you, let me know. Otherwise, do you want to take the fight straight to the sea hag? So examine the rocky island or take the fight to the sea hag. These are your choices, chat. There are 9 people in chat. Make your decisions. Most people your age are brain dead fools, Iman. Yeah, you're not wrong. So Jean says examine island. Jeb says examine island. Christopher wants to go straight for the fight. 3 for examine the island now with Brian's vote. "14 minutes of the stream left." Ooh, right. 1, 2, 3 for examining the island, 4 for taking the fight straight to her. Fight, fight, fight. That was a song by The Cure off the album Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. So we're at 5-3. Fighting. Okay. 169. Let's be direct. Will we finish this book tonight? You haul yourself out of the lake onto the silty floor of the cave, sword in hand. Webbed feet scampering over stones, then an abrupt silence. Realizing how exposed your position is, you warily peer around the cave. At the far end, within a space that is almost a secondary chamber off the main one, you catch the glint and glimmer of gold. No doubt treasure offered at the lake to appease the spirits that haunt its depths, and collected magpie-like by the ogress who has dwelt here for who knows how many ages. To your left, you can see a large iron pot hanging over a crackling fire. It is this that casts the capering shadows on the wall, only there are no capering shadows anymore. To your right, you can make out a body lying on a rocky ledge, but before you can investigate to see whether it is all that remains of Hrothgar's trusted Councillor Ashera, your attention is drawn by something moving on the other side of the cave. You stare in disbelief as your eyes alight upon a slender figure approaching you from the flickering darkness. The figure is that of a young woman, lithe, firm of flesh, with a cascade of golden hair tumbling down about her shoulders, and she is clothed only in shadows. "What is this?" she says in a voice that is all milk and "Warrior, come seeking me in my lair at the bottom of the Lake of Woe." The air about you is suddenly heady with the sweet scent of honeysuckle. Do we have true sight or Freya's favour? We have true sight. Turn to 219. She seems nice. Oh, yes. She seems lovely. So now she's Angelina Jolie. While your eyes and other senses are telling you one thing, a small voice in the back of your mind is trying to tell you another. It is telling you that there is something wrong here, and that what you are seeing cannot be trusted. Casting your eyes away from the beautiful vision before you, it is only then that you see the skeletal remains of the monsters feasting, the rib cage of a bear, the skulls of both wolves and sheep, and the half-eaten remains of Hrothgar's advisor Ashera, the stones still wet with his blood. The shock of the sight shakes you from your stupor. Looking up again, you see the creature before you for what she really is. Not a divine beauty to rival the goddess Freya, but a hideous harridan with crooked fangs for teeth, long claw-like fingernails, and sparse strands of wiry white hair on her head. Her skin is the colour of swamp water, and she has the aroma to match. She would be taller than you if you were not bent almost double. With a scream of rage that resounds from the walls of the cave, she attacks. Here we go. Is this big fight time? Big fight time? Whipping out your weapon, you prepare to meet the monster in combat. In this battle, Grendel's mother has the initiative. That means she has +1 on her combat. Right, we have a combat of 12. Hate to interrupt your meal. I'd like to introduce you to my sword. It's pretty sharp. Right. Okay, here we go. So she's got combat 9. We've got combat 12. Her combat is effectively 10 now. Oh, battered her. 11-6. As soon as you win a combat round, turn to 338. Okay. And we do extra damage as well. Unless we do +1 damage. So 338. Not stinting the stroke, with such strength and violence behind it, the circling sword lands her such a blow upon the head as to scream out a strident battle song of its own. But to your horror, despite laying what you would have thought a killing blow against the hag, your blade, flashing like a bright battle flame in the light of the shell lamps, refuses to bite or hurt her at all. If you're wielding the sword for hunting, turn to 387. 387. In your hour of need, the sword's edge has failed its lord. The blade has seen many a battle, and it has carved through the helmets of many fated men, but this is the first time it has betrayed its master, and its name. Is your enterprise doomed? Lose 1 hero point and write down Wound Serpent on your adventure sheet. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't have used hunting. Now turn to 413. Determined not to let your sword's failure stop you from defeating the mother of monsters, you renew your courage. After all, you defeated Grendel by tearing off his arm with your bare hands in your bear-possessed berserker rage. Still intent on killing the monster's mother, in your fury you fling the weapon to the ground, spiral patterned, precious in its clasps. Stiff and steel-edged, your own strength will suffice the might of your hands. Leaping at her, you seize the hideous hag by the shoulder, intending to do to her what you did to her son. Take a combat test. Okay. Yeah, we passed. We are combat 12. 443. You're mounting anger, lending your muscles strength. You hurl Grendel's mother to the ground. But as she scrambles to her feet again, she draws a knife, broad and burnished. Turn to 359. I haven't got any choices for a little while. For the first time, you begin to wonder whether you're capable of defeating the monster's mother. It is then that among the treasures stacked at the back of the cave, you catch sight of a sword that might just be up to the job of killing the witch, if any weapon can. It is a formidable double-edged giant sword, a creation of the Jotun kin, forged so long ago that the saga of the sword has become lost in the mists of time. Okay. Do we want to break off from our struggle with the ogress and attempt to recover that sword, or do you want to fight with your bare hands? So do we go for the giant sword, or do we fight her with bare hands? Up to you. What happened in this story? I read Beowulf at school when I was about 12 or 13, so I can't remember. Four going for sword, only Jean going for bare hands. 5 going, Iman's gone twice. 4 for sword, 5 for sword. Five minutes of the stream left. Exactly, Brian. To the hilt. Okay. So, sword it is. 301. Not knowing what other choice you have, you sprint for the far end of the cavern. But as you do so, the hag makes another lunge for you. Do we have Loki's favor recorded on our character sheet? We do. 263. Don't let us down, Loki. Don't let us down. He loses his sword and finds another in the cave. Is from the original. Finally, okay, excellent. Twisting your body, you avoid the monster's grasping claws and cover the distance to the treasure hoard before Grendel's mother can stop you. The giant sword is a formidable weapon, famed in former days. The edges of the mighty sword are worthy of a warrior's admiration. The weapon is a wonder of its kind, and yet it is longer than you are tall, having been hefted by giants in ages past. It is so enormous, will you be even able to wield it? We haven't got Tyr's favour or Thor's favour, but we can spend a hero point, or we could take an endurance test. Endurance test or hero point. Your choice. By the way, the endurance test is 4d6 under our endurance, and our endurance is 28. So we can't fail. I should have said that to start with. Oh, you want to use hero points anyway. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Hero point it is. We've got 9 left now. Even after spending that. 220. Oh, you're changing your mind then? Oh, okay. Changing your mind, yeah. So we've gone for 3 endurance tests. Oh, I'm all confused now. I'm all confused. Okay, we'll go for the endurance test. It takes us to 220 as well. Same outcome. The double-edged blade is so enormous that no other man would be able to be equal to the task of lifting it and bearing it in battle play. But you are no other man. You are Beowulf, champion of the Geats, and saviour of the Shieldings. Shaking with war rage, you catch it up by its rich hilt, and careless of your own life, brandish it about your head as you face the sea hag once more. A battle cry on your lips, and the oath you swore to Hrothgar burning in your heart. Now that you are wielding a weapon capable of breaking the witch's life-preserving enchantments as well as her body, continue your battle with Grendel's mother, in which you now have the initiative. Okay. We're fighting her. We've wounded her again. She has... Oh, no, she hasn't. That's it. Get it under the right light. Equal. But that means a win for us because we've got higher combat skill and initiative. 5-8. We've got effective combat skill of 13 in this fight. She's got 9, so we've still won that. We're wearing her down. She's not that tough. 7-6. That's another win. Yeah, we've got it. We've got it. 1-7-3. Bringing the blade down in a furious executioner's arc, you take the ogress fully across the neck, breaking the bones therein. As the steel shears through the monster's death-doomed flesh, she falls to the ground, the giant sword gory with her blood. The hag's head rolls across the ground, stopping at your feet. The ogress's eyes look up at yours, and along with bloody gruel, the thin hiss of a curse escapes her spluttering lips. Fires and floods. Fiunge Pola, whatever that is. Mid pinum blode. Brimrad ready. I've no idea what I've just said. It's just, that's what she says. With a final breath, the Grendel's mother has cursed you. Record the Sea Hag's curse. Sea Hag's curse. Okay. At the same time, the lamps positioned around the cave flame brighter, and the chamber is illuminated with a clearness such as the candle of heaven sheds in the sky. By the flaring light, you begin to scour the Sea Hag's dwelling. Okay. this is stream's going to finish in a minute or two. So one last decision for everyone in chat. Do we examine the cooking pot, or do we take a closer look at the body on the ledge? So cooking pot or body? And I will write down which one you choose and read it out at the start of the stream next week. So cooking pot or body? We've clearly not won the book yet. So well, there's going to be a way to go yet. Body, 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 and pot. 7 in that at the moment. Oh, okay. 2 went. Everyone went for ledge, apart from Daniel, went for the cooking pot. Daniel wanted dinner. Everyone else wants the ledge. So we start next week at entry 76. Yeah, we do still need to get home. I think this is a good book. Yes, some of the passages are quite long because it's an adaptation. But no, I think this is, as far as it goes, I think it's pretty well written, pretty well done. Jonathan Green is a good author at doing these adaptations. His Dracula was excellent. So very nice, very nicely done. So I'm going to say cheerio now. If you want to play some OSE, come and join us tomorrow. We're starting at 2 p.m. UK time, and we'll probably play till about 10 p.m. with a bit of a break in the middle. And as I said, there'll be some Call of Cthulhu being played in the Discord channel over the next month or so as well. So you're all welcome to come along and join in. Anyway, as you know, I've been the old geek. I've got to sort out the chatbot thing, but for tonight, thank you all for taking part, and I'm gonna head off. Good night.